it up.
Just get right into it, yeah.
Let's get right into it. Why the heck not?
There it is. Welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are listening to the Swinging Blindly. Wow, stepped on my own tongue there. The Swinging Blindly podcast with myself, PJ, usually with Blaze, but we are joined instead. Blaze had to take this one off. We might hear from him, might not later, but we are joined by our playoff consigliere.
Ooh,
I might have used
that. $50 vocabulary.
Thank you.
That might be $100 vocabulary for crying out loud.
Thank you. Yeah, you owe me $100. From the Sports GPS podcast, it is Sports GPS. He is chicken slinging by day, sports watching guys by night. And they always have an opinion. Stop by and listen to the fun-loving Sports GPS, where all roads lead to sports. That is a nice little plug for my guy here. How you doing?
Thank you.
You came in hot. You must be feeling good.
I'm feeling great. I've got an undefeated NFL football team, and I've got a baseball team in the World Series.
Let's go. You know what? I'm gonna clap it up. I'm clapping it up. Let's clap it up a little bit.
Thank you.
I know
that, and I was able to lay a little bit. I had made a futures bet on the Phillies just on a whim at the start of this season for $5 for them to win the World Series.
Really?
It'll net me pay. It'll pay $180.
Okay, so what were the odds when you got it?
It was 35 to 1. No, you're good.
Wow.
35 to 1.
Jeez.
I just threw $5 on it on a whim and a prayer.
Let's
$5
go. Let's go. I'm ashamed to admit that I cashed out my Cardinals World Series.
You should.
I believe right after the first game. Thank you.
You did it smart.
But I still have my plus 8,000 Goldschmidt, which I believe I've said on this podcast multiple times at this point.
Yeah.
So so suck it, everybody. But anyway,
right.
Welcome on to the Swinging Blindly podcast, coming at you hot. You can find us on Twitter at Swinging Blindly, and then everywhere else it's at Swinging Blindly Podcast. It's wherever you get your podcasts. It's wherever Facebook and I forget the other one, but
Swinging Twitters, Instagrams,
yeah. all that good stuff.
All that fun stuff.
Just Swinging Blindly Podcast. If you type that into most places, you'll find it. So there you go.
Right.
We're here to just gab about some baseball. I had
some baseball.
You suck it, Swaggy B. We got Swaggy B, D Elliott, and Bretty Boy waiting in the chat. And I kind of just briefly mentioned this to you via DM GPS, but
correct.
I think I was gonna open up the phones a little earlier than we usually do this time, if
Why
that's
not?
Okay with you.
Yeah,
I and not just yet. So everybody, chomping at the bit. Just we're gonna let it simmer a little bit, but
gotta let the stove get hot before we bring you in.
Absolutely, but we do have GPS, who is the aforementioned Philly fan who just bragged right in our faces about the undefeated football team, the team in the World Series. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
But but I figured we would be remiss to not, and in honor of Blaze, because I know Blaze would love to be here talking about the World Series right now after his Yankees got booted unceremoniously. Shout out, Blaze. We love you. We miss you. But let's just really quick, before we get into what I want to call some baseball therapy. We're going to be the baseball therapists later on for anybody who wants to call and talk, because look, there's only 2 teams left. So everybody else, your team is done, gone. They're not winning it this year. Just come to terms with it. But we're here to help you get over it, where you could talk about whatever you want when it comes to your team and how they did this year, what you expect for next year, maybe what you want in this off season.
What big free agents you want. We're talking them all. What's it going to cost you to get said free agent? What do you think your team needs? What do you want us to say your team needs? I got it all. PJ's got it all too. We're going to talk about everything. And we're going to break it down. It's going to be fun. We're also going to swing blindly while we're doing it, too.
And not care what happens at all, because we are swinging blindly for the fences, and who gives a crap? Or, you know what? Shit. I'm saying it.
Why not?
Who gives a shit?
Do it to it.
But, yeah, man. So let's, again, anybody listening, just know we're going to open up the phones sooner rather than later. But let's just get into a quick little preview here, as they say, about this World Series. So I'll just say my. Oh, we got a couple. We got Sean J Media. Do what? And welcome. Talking
Welcome,
some
guys.
baseball
Welcome,
here.
guys. How you doing?
Again, this is going to be a therapy episode. We're going to open up the phone soon. If your team is not in it, if you're not an Astro fan or a Philly fan, we want to hear about your team, what you thought about them this year, what you want next year, what you want in the offseason, all that good
Exactly.
stuff. But GPS, I want to open it up to you. My brief thoughts. Look, this is a team in the Phillies who swept my Cardinals right on out of St. Louis,
Mm-hmm.
and what I've seen, and then just to how they got there type of deal. Then they go and they beat the Padres 4-1, so almost undefeated so far. Oh no, because what was the Braves series? I keep
It
forgetting
was
about that.
3-1. It was 3-1
Okay,
in the
thank you.
Braves. They're 9-2
Thank you,
overall in the
because
postseason.
it's weird, and maybe you might feel the same way. That Braves series feels like forever ago.
It does a little bit,
but here they are. They're clearly the cream of the crop of the NL, and this is a team that when you looked at their lineup going into the season, it's an all-star lineup. I actually looked at it the other day, like their opening day lineup, and like 1 through 7 is names that you know, and that's rare in baseball in general to have that many like names that you can just like pick out. Oh, I know that guy.
right?
And on the flip side, I mean, let's just call a spade a spade. The Astros look like one of the more dominant teams in recent memory, at least so far in the postseason, not losing a game, as most people know. They obviously, with the number 1 seed, they only had to do the DS where they swept the line.
Who did they sweep? They swept. Oh shoot!
Yeah, it
Who did
seems
they
like
sweep?
forever ago.
It seems
I
like
have it
forever ago.
I can bring it in
Seattle.
front of me. It's Seattle. Thank you. No. Yes, it was Seattle. Yes, it was Seattle. Yep,
Swept
sorry.
Seattle.
Yep, 3-0 Seattle, which was sad. Yeah, see, forgive me. It feels like forever ago, and forgive me for not watching baseball for a little bit after the Cardinals were eliminated. But I have to get back into it because it is the Swing and Belly podcast with PJ, usually Blaze, but today our playoff correspondent, Sports GPS. And that's kind of the thing with the Astros. It's like they kind of just went through this playoffs like nothing to the point where you would blink and here they are. Obviously with the sweeps over the Seattle and the Yankees. It seems like this is going to be a team that is going to be tough for anybody, let alone this Philly team. But at the same time, just to give my 2 cents before I throw it over to you for a little preview of your own GPS. This is a Phillies team that I think is built to potentially stave off the juggernaut that is the Astros. Do I think that means that they win the series? No. But do I believe that Houston's just going to steamroll and win 4 in a row here? Absolutely not. I think the Phillies give them a run for their money. If I had to put money on anything, I would probably lean Astros in 6 or 7, especially with the home field there. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Phillies go out and win these first 2 games on the road. I wouldn't. It just wouldn't. Nothing would surprise me at this point. They're the fighting Phils. Please correct me if I'm wrong here, but is the term "said"? Is that a thing?
Said.
That is said. Said. Can I say that?
I mean, maybe. Like you said it.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
okay.
Sure.
Yeah. Said. Love it. Apparently, that's a Philly thing.
Stated. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean.
Take it over, man. Yeah. So, how's this run been like for you?
It's been crazy. So this is the thing. Like I know Houston hasn't lost a game in this postseason. I get it. However, the Phillies are undefeated at home. So, they played 2 against the Bravos at home. They played 3 against the Padres at home, and they won every single one.
Oh, really? Oh,
a lot of clutch hitting and some decent pitching. I mean, you look at this squad, there's 5 questions going into the World Series for the Phillies. And it was outlined on MLB Central by Mark DeRosa, and I agree with every single one of them. Every single one of them I agree with. His number 5 is, are they going to compete in game 3 and 4? And what he was meaning by that is, they're going to compete in 1 and 2 because you're running out Nola in game 1, Wheeler in game 2. Like, those 2 names are going to come up. And And because of those two names, I know Houston doesn't sweep the Phillies in this series.
But
And I
don't
said
sleep
this to
on
you.
Ranger. I don't mean to interrupt
Well,
you, but
I'm
don't
not.
sleep
No,
on
no, no. You're
Ranger.
fine.
Okay.
I'm just
Okay.
saying it's what I said to you in
Mm-hmm.
before the Cardinals series when Blaze so
Yep.
infamously said that the Cardinals were going to sweep the Phillies. I said there's no way it's a sweep because
They'll take
there's
one of
no
these
way
two.
that they're
Yeah.
going to get both Nola
Yep.
and Wheeler, right?
Yep.
So, and I'm not sitting here saying that Nola and Wheeler win both by any stretch, but I
It
think
should have
that it
been 1-1. Should have
right.
been
I
1.
think I think this series is going to go from Houston to Philly 1-1 because I think
Mm-hmm.
Nola or Wheeler is going to win one. I don't know
Okay.
which one. Let bygones. But the last time Nola faced this lineup in Houston, he went 6 2/3 perfect.
Love it. I
So
love that stat.
you're not sitting here saying, and it was again. I know Houston had basically clinched everything, but it was against their full complement of lineup. So it's not like he was going through the B list of Houston Astros.
Yeah.
But they can give. So it comes down to 3 and 4. Like, can Ranger and Bailey Falter keep this game tight to where the big bats come up and can possibly make dreams happen? Because it's in Philly, they get the last crack at it in 3 and 4. I actually think that's huge. If this game started in Philly, if this series started in Philly, game 1 and 2, I think Houston sweeps 3 through 5, which makes it tough, like for Philly to even get it back. But because it starts in Houston and their lesser two arms go in 3 and 4 in Philadelphia, it only helps them. So I actually think that's a benefit for the Phillies to not have home field. Weird thing, but yeah, that's it.
No, I
Number
love that.
number 4, the bullpen usage in a long series. Tomper basically just used Eflin, Alvarado. Robertson just came back, and Sir Anthony Dominguez. He threw, Noah Syndergaard threw a couple huge innings in the CS as well. But this is probably going to be a long series, like you said. It definitely gets back to Houston. So what happens in that regard with this bullpen? Is the usage going to be too much? Does the bullpen finally falter? Because that's always been the big thing for Philly. There's been two things in Philly that has always been an issue. It's their bullpen and their defense. They shored up defense at the trade deadline with Brandon Marsh and Armando Sosa. So those are two really, really big defensive
Shout
pieces
out
there.
Sosa.
And then they made good strides with the bullpen as well, picking up Robertson, and now I know Syndergaard was a starter, but now he has shifted to the bullpen this postseason. So the bullpen has the bullpen has the ability to make strides. How does it get utilized? How much usage do they need? They need Bailey Falter to go more than 2/3 of an inning in Game 4 is what really needs to happen. Number 3, Bryson Stott. Is he going to be overshadowed by Jeremy Pena? I mean, it's crazy to think that the Astros lost Carlos Correa and might have actually gotten better because Jeremy Pena is a stud.
Yeah, absolutely.
An absolute stud. So is Bryson Stott going to get overshadowed? I think he will with the bat. I mean, Pena is by far the better, offensive player, but Stott holds his own on the defensive side. So, I mean, and that's what you need. You need good defense up the middle at second base, shortstop, center field, and then behind the dish. Philly has that defensively. They got some weaknesses on the outside, but up the center, because of Brandon Marsh's ad, they're solid there. So I'm not worried about the defense. And you know what? Someone else isn't worried about the defense either anymore. Keith Hernandez of SNY, no longer worried about the defense, as he so infamously put. He doesn't want to do Philly games because they always show all that all that stuff. So
Some
Keith
shots
Hernandez
at
is
the
now a
Mets.
believer.
Oh,
No, he's
wow.
just a believer now. He
I
literally
appreciate
said
it.
on
No, I
air
appreciate
he doesn't want to do Phillies
Yeah,
games anymore because they
it's an
never fail to
instinct.
disappoint on
Yeah.
the defensive side of the ball. The last two. Rob Thompson, does he get his storybook ending? And you know what? I could argue the other way. Dusty Baker is the manager with the most wins without a World Series of all time. So that's something to think about too. He also has the
Yeah,
most managerial wins
without a World Series.
without a World Series. He has 3 pennants, obviously, but he has 2,093 wins. He also has a very, very good winning percentage at .539, by the way.
So it's
And then
tough to I'm sorry. Yeah, I just
No, go
just
ahead. Go ahead.
interject
No,
really
no, fire
quick.
away. Fire away.
Is it's tough because like the Astros go into this as probably like the majority of the baseball world is more likely than not rooting for the Phillies, if you even care at this point, because there's a lot
Right.
of people like myself who kind of check out from baseball when the Cardinals aren't in it. I generally know what's going on, but I won't watch unless it's like an elimination or if it's a
Right.
game seven. I mean, obviously, but
Gotcha.
so that's it's just, and I'm sure that there's a lot of people that are similar like that. But the thing about it is it's so tough with the Astros. The mainstream people, like the mainstream, the cool thing is to hate on the Astros because they cheated in 2017. First
Right.
of all, that's 5 years ago. They've been very, very successful since then. Haven't won a World Series, but have been successful since then.
Mm.
And now they have Dusty Baker as the manager. So it's like it's tough. Like they're doing their best in that sense to be likable, but I believe more of the people will be on the Phillies. But everything you said is something that needs to be and is going to be talked about. So
Oh, for sure. And the last thing for the Phillies, the last question mark they have is, are the Astros going to pitch to Bryce Harper? Because he did a lot of damage in both the DS and the CS. I have a feeling that Houston's just going to put up 4. I feel like Dusty Baker's going to put up all 4 fingers on his right hand, chomping on
ooh,
that toothpick
that's
and
a
send Harper to first a lot. And so it's going to come down to can Nick Castellanos and Alec Boehm make them pay for that? Because
and
currently the lineup has JT at third and Harper at 4, with Castellanos hitting 5th and Boehm hitting 6th. So that's the question. Are they going to just sit there and say, "Hey Harper, you're welcome, have first base," and make Castellanos beat you? If Castellanos gets hot, and that's the case for Dusty in the first 2 games, and then they decide to pitch to Harper, look out because Harper's on fire right now.
and you're talking about a manager, by the way. To get back to Dusty with your point there, who saw a lot of those 4 fingers as the manager of the Giants with one Barry Bonds.
Right.
And you talk about a team that, while had the best player on the planet for multiple years, didn't win anything. So maybe the putting up the 4 for the best player on the team, even with bases loaded, as Bonds famously had gotten. I don't know if they would go that far, but maybe that's something to look into. Will Dusty pitch around Bryce to the point where he's going to make those guys beat them? And then it'll come down to what do you call him? Tomper.
Tomper. Rob
It will come
Thompson
down
is
to
can he pull the right switches
yeah,
as the manager to
exactly,
get his storybook ending for sure.
absolutely. Well, no, that was great. I love it. Obviously, when is the first game? It's 2 days from now,
It's
right? So
it's
Friday, right?
Friday.
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
Friday. So Friday, the World Series begins. Want to give our official predictions? I'll just say
Yeah.
I'm going to give 2. So I know it's kind of illegal, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to say Astros in 6, but I'm about to place a bet for Phillies in 4. How about that?
Phillies in 4.
Phillies in
Whoa.
4. Phillies in 4. I'm sure it's crazy odds. I don't have it in front of me,
That's crazy.
but
That's crazy
but
odds. Like put 50 cents on it because you can find that on the street and make up for it.
I'm hedging. I'm hedging it. I'm hedging it. I mean,
Hedging it.
this Phillies team feels different. Oh, before we move on, I believe I may have asked it, and we were just you were in the zone, but if not, either way, how does this run compare to '08? How obviously 14 years now,
Yeah,
but can you even articulate how this is different or better or just different?
well,
Like, can you
it's
differentiate the two?
it's similar as we talked last week. And now I'm actually sitting in front of my computer, and above my computer is a picture of the Phillies right after the last pitch was thrown by Brad Lidge,
I
and they're
love it.
like mauling Carlos Ruiz and Brad Lidge on the bottom. Underneath, I actually sent you this picture that has
Yep, yep.
all the Phillies from the World Series. I mean, if you look at it and go, okay, the Phillies had a lockdown closer in Brad Lidge who did everything right in the season. I mean, he had a perfect season that year. And the Phillies kind of have that, not as perfect as Brad Lidge, but Sir Anthony Dominguez is making a case for
Yeah.
him being close to that level. They also had 3 really good relievers with him in Scott Air, Chad Durbin, and Ryan Madsen. And I mean, if you look at the three that they have Alvarado, David Robertson, Zach Eflin is proving to be very, very good in his role in the bullpen right now. So it's similar in that regard. I think they're actually better starting pitching wise. Is really like the big starter you had in Philly was Cole Hamels, and that was it. I mean, they had Brett Myers, they had Jamie Moyer, who had pitched a great game 3, by the way, in that series. They got, Charlie Manuel was a smart cookie. He sat there and said, who's going to be behind the dish in game 3? Instead of giving the ball to Joe Blanton in game 3, gave it to Jamie Moyer because he knew the widest strike zone umpire was calling the dish in game 3, and that's advantaged Jamie Moyer back then. So well done by Charlie Manuel there. I feel like the rotation is slightly better. I feel like the offense it's similar, just different pieces, right? You had Jimmy Rollins, you had Ryan Howard, Shane Victorino, Jason Worth, Pedro Feliz, the unknown guy, at third base. But, I mean, he did go 333 in the World Series, for crying out loud. Chase Utley at second.
Loving these names.
Chooch behind the dish with Pat the Bat Burrell behind, playing left. So, you got similar star power, quote unquote, with this current Phillies lineup with, Schwarber, Harper, Castellanos, Hoskins, Gene Segura, Gene the hitting machine. So, like, I'm not going to sit here and state that, JT behind the – I don't even mention JT in that list, and he's there. So, I feel like it's a similar style. If their defense holds up and the Astros are power – I mean, honestly, the Astros are super power. Their lineup is fire. You go Altuve, Pena, Yordan Alvarez, who's been an absolute stud all year, Bregman, Cole Tucker, Gurriel, Diaz, McCormick, and Martin Maldonado. I mean, if you go the list, Altuve versus Segura, I like Segura's defense slightly better than Altuve's, but Altuve's got a better bat. Jeremy Pena, Bryson Stott's the same thing. Yordan Alvarez, I'll take Harper over Alvarez, but it's so close.
Barely.
Barely. I just think both have the clutch gene.
Harper's the best player on the planet right now, but Yordan Alvarez is
and Alvarez close. Might be 2 or 3. They're in similar comps. Alex Bregman, I think Bohm has lifted his defense closer to Bregman, but Bregman still beats him with the back as Bohm still gets a little long. Cole Tucker versus Castellanos. Shockingly, I'll take Castellanos, even though Tucker's had a great year. Uriel versus Rhys Hoskins. I'll take Rhys Hoskins with the bat, but not with the glove. Diaz, I'll take Schwarber's bat over Diaz's bat. They're similar defensively. McCormick and Marsh are basically a wash, both with the glove and with the bat. And then obviously I'm going to take JT over Maldonado, both behind the dish and with the bat. But I think Houston's starting rotation is better because it's deeper. Honestly, it's deeper. They're throwing McCullers. They're throwing McCullers in game 4. That's tough. You got obviously Verlander's going to pitch game 1. Valdez is going to pitch game 2. Christian Javier is going to pitch game 3, and then it's going to be Lance McCullers game 4. Those guys,
Verlander,
all those guys tote the rubber really, really well. So it's going to be a good series. My prediction: Houston in 6. Is my prediction.
I love it.
That's the reason why I hedged my future.
Yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. And that's probably about as in depth of World Series talk as we would get. So I much appreciate it. As I'm looking at it now, the way the schedule, weather permitting, I suppose, which has been a big point of contention this offseason. But the game 4 would be Tuesday, November 1st. So theoretically, this could be over by the time we have another episode of a Swinging Blindly podcast here. Usually PJ and Blaze. Blaze not here. We are joined by our playoff correspondent, the Sports GPS, who you could find on the Sports GPS podcast. Is it wherever you get your podcasts?
Wherever you get your podcast. Yeah, we're basically anywhere and everywhere you want to be. I'm kind of like there's a credit card that's got that same thing.
Anywhere and everywhere.
The Visa, maybe anywhere you want to be. I think that's what it is. So yeah, we're the same way. I do want to point out one thing though. and
go ahead.
I haven't told you this. So my Phillies on Sunday. I'm watching Game 5 at home, but I've got tickets to go see a show in Richmond. That night, my wife wanted to do it. I said, sure, why not, right? Okay. So we're leaving. The Padres get the lead in the top of the 7th, and I've got to go right afterwards. This is clinching game, Game 5.
Okay,
right?
Okay, yeah.
So we get into the car. We're driving to Richmond, and we're listening to the game on satellite because I'm not a monster. So we're listening to the game on satellite. We get to the Altria Theater in Richmond to go see our show, and we got to park in the parking deck. Well, It's bottom 8 now. JT literally just hits the single. I hear the first 2 pitches of Harper's at bat. He goes 0-2. I enter the parking garage. I lose satellite reception because, again, you're in a parking garage, right? So I hear 0-2, and I'm in the parking garage, and I'm, like, trying to speed cars up in front of me to, like, get up to a higher level so I can hear the game. And finally, we get up to the 3rd level of the parking garage, and I get satellite reception again. And I hear the call for the changeup on the 1-2 changeup that made it 2-2. Okay? And so I'm like, okay, cool, it's 2-2. And I hear the call for Bryce Harper nailing the homer, Oppo Taco by Kevin Franzi for the go-ahead lead 4-3. Now there's another thing with this too. I had a bet on the game. I had a parlay, is a same game parlay on the game. And I wanna read off the parlay to you.
Let's go.
You know. I had JT Realmuto recording a hit, Bryce Harper recording a hit, Bryson Stott getting a hit, Wheeler going 6+ strikeouts, Rhys Hoskins getting a hit. He already got his hit with the homer. I already said JT, he had a hit previous, but he got a hit in the 8th as well. Harper had already recorded a hit, but the last one I needed was Bryce Harper to record an RBI.
Oh, no.
And when he hit the homer, he recorded the RBI. $20 bet netted me $400.
Oh, my gosh. What a freaking bet. I don't know why. I was just, like, anticipating. I was anticipating
something else to miss, like all of my other bets.
Yeah.
But yeah, Harper hitting the homer. 1 sent my Phillies to the World Series, and 2 netted me $400 profit.
Well, there you go. I mean, and maybe I'll win a bunch of money on Phillies in 4. But
let's open it up.
Yeah, let's open it up. So again, really just a grab bag. I figured we would just get into whatever the people wanted to get into.
Right.
I wanted to play therapist. So if you want to talk about your team losing, and I might need that myself. So if you want to play therapist, maybe you want to join in. If whatever you want to talk about. You want to talk about what you want your team to do in the offseason. If you want to talk about the current World Series, let's just open it up, grab bag. We got a couple people in the chat. Let's see. Just want to read a couple of them off. Shout out D. Elliott. As always, Jamie Moyer was 45 years old in the 2008 season. Fun fact. Yep. I actually
the ageless Jamie Moyer.
Yeah, I had completely forgotten that this is a quote from D. Elliott, but it could have been out of my mouth too. I had completely forgotten that Moyer played for the Phillies. Then I remembered that he finally got his World Series win in 2008. Mm-hmm. I absolutely forgot that Jimmy Moyer played in 2008. So fun fact. Bretty Boy said MasterCard ? Peach Pirate said nobody cares about the Phillies. And
That's
then
Bretty
Boy said everywhere you want to be, Visa. So he found it for us there. Currently in the chat, Peach Pirate, D. Elliott, Swaggy B, and Brett Monroe. So let's open it up.
Yeah, anybody want to come on chat?
Just either request. I believe you can request it, right? I always
forget how this works. They can request it. Yeah, they just have to request
the mic
it,
if you want to come on. If you want to request the mic and come on in, yeah, and we'll throw peeps on. I mean, we got we'll try and do 20-30 minutes more.
Right. Yeah, I mean, then, however many people want a therapy session. I am NF, baby, therapy session. Let's go.
Absolutely. BetterHelp? Nope. Swinging Blindly podcast. That's what you're subscribed to.
That's right. I do want to throw something else out. So I was reading an article earlier about the whole Keith Hernandez thing, and that's what made me remember it.
Bring it up, yeah. That seemed like a shot. That was a shot. That was
It
a shot
wasn't.
by
Well,
you.
it was a
It
shot,
was a
but
shot
it
by
was a
you.
shot by Keith Hernandez. I mean, the actual
Oh yeah,
quote.
for sure, for sure.
He
And
goes,
it was when
his
them.
play-by guy.
It's when they were like up by like it was when the Mets were on their
Yeah, they were on their tear,
riding high, all
and the
that. Yeah,
Phillies were terrible.
yeah. Yep,
But
yep.
he literally sat there. Hernandez, the color commentator, sat there and said he wasn't scheduled for an upcoming Mets Phillies series after telling the network exclusives, "I hate doing Phillies games." And this play-by-play, Gary Cohen asked him. He said, "You hate doing Phillies games?" Question mark. And he said they never seem to disappoint. As far as fundamentally, defensively, the Phillies have always been just not up to it. End quote. And of course, he backed it up though. I mean, in all fairness, like we're gonna sit here and say it. I think it was like average runs again or something like that. It's OAA. I can't. Oh, outs above average. That's the word I'm looking for. The Phillies improved from a -20 as a team in May to +5 in July, and it got even better after they acquired Marsh.
Jeez.
Marsh himself this year was +8, and now OAA, right? Like that's just saying the average defender, but like all these guys are plus defenders, so like it's not like it's a terrible thing to just if you are 0 OAA, that means you're good defensively. It just meant the Phillies went from -20 as a team to at the end of the season they were up, like they were above. And it was, Brandon Marsh at the deadline was huge. Bohm actually figuring it out. And I loved Bohm's, I don't know if everybody remembers in actually
Yeah,
was in that Mets series
I think about it
when the
all the
Phillies
time.
were giving it to him and he
I
goes,
think about that all
effing
the time.
hate this place.
Yep, I
And
thought
then
about
he
that today.
he owned it. At interviewer came up to him after they clinched the CS and goes, "Hey, Bohm, like how are you feeling right now? How do you feel about the fans?" And he goes, "I love this place," and he's owning it. He
Yeah.
owns it, and you know
Oh
what?
yeah, that was a great moment in the
So
season.
that there right there just shows that Bohm's all in. And if Bohm can shorten his swing, he got a little lengthy in the CS. If he gets back to that short poke where he's just driving out to right center, man, that could lead to Dusty Baker not putting up four fingers for Harper. So that'd be crucial.
Let's go. I love it. Breaking news from the Peach Pirate. He wants, I believe this is at least, it seems like it's directed at the Phillies. And he said we can quote him on this. The Astros going to take a hot steaming dump on the Phillies. And
So
yes, you can quote him on that.
here's the thing, right?
Thoughts, Sports GPS, thoughts.
Here's the thing, right? I think the Astros win this series. I mean, they're
You did say that.
overall
You did say that. I don't
roster
know if Peach
over
Pirate was here
roster,
for that.
the Astros are better than the Phillies. There are some aspects of the roster where I think the Phillies are better. I think left field's a better bat for the Phillies. I think DH is a slightly better bat. I wouldn't have said that beginning of the year because I did not believe Alvarez was going to go on this tear. I mean, he single-handedly beat the Mariners for crying out loud, 2 walk-offs essentially. So
True.
like, I'm not going to sit here and state that that it's an astronomical difference between Bryce Harper and Yordan Alvarez. But like, I think the Astros have a better overall rotation. I think their bullpen is slightly better. Will Smith is going to be kind of an X factor as he kind of owns the top 5 Phillies in his career. He hasn't pitched yet this postseason because he hasn't been on the roster. He's going to be on the roster for the World Series, and I think the Astros got him to face some of these left-handed heavy National League teams because they figured they were going to be in the World Series. But you look at the big left-handed teams out there that were high. I mean, the Braves, strong left-handed component. These Phillies, I don't think they went, the Phillies are going to get in the World Series. But, I mean, it's possible. So they went out and got Will Smith as a lefty complement for that bullpen to neutralize lefty bats in the postseason, especially when you get to the World Series. And they did it. I mean, the Padres, if the Padres win, their left-handed complement of hitters is almost bar none. I mean, Josh Bell's better lefty than he is righty. You got Juan Soto, the 2 guys the Padres went out and got to try to make themselves better, and they're better as a lefty or better against right-handed pitching than they are against left, and it's not even close. So,
Absolutely.
it's something to think about. Who wants to jump in? Like I'm ready to talk therapy. I got NF on the mind therapy session. Let's talk. Who wants to know what's up?
Anybody currently listening?
You should just
D.
cue
Elliott.
somebody up.
All right. I'll throw it to.
Yeah, throw it to someone. Let's see. D. Elliott, what do you want? What do you want your Cubs to do? I can pull up their projected roster for next year too. I got it all, baby. Let's make dreams happen today. I want D. Elliott to think his Cubs have a chance next year.
Yeah, and we can be civil because we're both in the same boat right now. We're both in the same boat. We're both in the same boat.
Bailing it out.
My team is done. My legends are gone. And Adam Wainwright announced coming back next year, so that's fun.
He?
Oh yeah.
That could be.
There he is. There he is. Our guy.
Hey, what's going on?
What's going on, bud?
I'm all right. I can't guarantee that my children won't be interfering.
That's fair.
So,
what is their take on the Cubs?
They have no takes on the Cubs.
Okay.
No takes on the Cubs.
Say what?
Okay.
No. So I gotta tell you, I was watching the game on Sunday night, and talk about the Bryce Harper go-ahead home run. I mean, just talk about a moment.
Right.
Like he just admires it, and you just feel.
Yeah.
You just I could imagine that there's just a roar across the city of Philadelphia.
Yeah,
like everyone felt that. It was amazing. Just as a fan of baseball.
Oh yeah. And that's the other thing too. I mean, he hit it and he was so calm. Like he knew he caught it too.
Oh yeah.
And he just I think the Fox call was greatest swing of his life.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did you see the video that they caught of him saying like you can read his lips that he couldn't believe that he had done it? Like, I can't. I don't want to swear, but
he said, yeah.
And then he was on the steps before the bottom of the eighth, and he looked at JT because JT led off the inning, and he was right behind him. He looked at JT and he goes, "Let's give him something to remember." The fact that you call that essentially, I mean, he called it, not called it, right?
Yeah,
like, that's insane.
Yeah. Called it adjacent, I would say. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and talk your Cubs, D. Elliott.
Sure.
Let's talk about
the only other thing I was going to say. I'm lamenting the fact that there's no baseball this week until Friday. I mean, I get all the business reasons for it, but man,
correct.
I am someone who will just watch baseball whenever it's on. So
right, that's me as well. Here's the thing though. I'll say you have to set it up just in case those other series go 7.
I know, but now that it's done and they knew it was done by Sunday, it feels like maybe they could have started tonight. They've already got all the crew set up, so
I guess that's fair.
I can completely understand the business decision and still, as a fan, be like, rah, 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 rah.
Yeah, no, I get it.
I get it
100%. So. No, right. I do want to talk your Cubs because I actually think they have a half decent, young core of players, especially since you didn't get rid of Contreras and Happ at the deadline.
Future Cardinal Wilson Contreras.
The projected opening day lineup as of right now: Morel at third, Horner at second, Bogarts at short, but I don't know where they're getting that from. Happ in left, Suzuki in right, Contreras behind the dish.
No way.
Nelson Velasquez in center, and then Reyes, Vermil Reyes as the DH.
Oh yeah.
Wilson Contreras, future Cardinal. Put it in the books. Put it in the books.
I don't know.
They have Bogarts on there. They're really gonna try to go after a shortstop.
Yeah.
I mean, if they can pry Trey Turner away from the Dodgers, I think he's near the top of the list. Plus, I'm seeing with Aaron Judge kind of getting tied to the Dodgers. They're talking about cutting. Yeah, going somewhere west, but especially the Dodgers. There was an article about Cody Bellinger maybe being available.
Right.
And the Cubs going after him. So
I would actually really like to see, and this is just my personal thing. I would love to see Dansby Swanson with Chicago.
Yeah. It's hard to tell they've all got strengths and weaknesses. So the big thing is the Cubs really do have a solid farm system. I mean, they scared the Mets, like the Contreras was getting tied to the Mets, and then they're like, the Mets aren't going to trade him because we poached this guy called Pete Crow Armstrong. So
Go like 30
monster.
seconds, my guy.
So, yeah, I mean, the window really opens in 2024.
I think so as well. But I think you go and get your shortstop this year. The crop of shortstops for free agency is unreal.
Yeah, I'm in the camp that I want all the players. Like, I don't care. We'll place by place put them, but I'm talking about like just get all the players. We'll take care of them. You know, gonna be sad to see Wilson Contreras in Cardinal red, but it's always good. So thanks for having me on.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, your payroll's light right now, so you've got money to spend. So,
D. Elliott, as your therapist, we prescribe you watch the World Series and just wish that your Cubs were there.
Thanks.
There you go.
That's it. Absolutely. Thanks, D. Elliott. I think Peach Pirate looks on. He's probably going to try to bash me.
Yeah, probably. That was a bad prescription. My real prescription is it's basketball and hockey season, and and the Bears just won on Monday night. So
yeah.
So take solace in that. Forget about the Cubs for a little bit, and January will be around, and who knows? I'm trying to be nice.
No, you are. You're I think the Cubs are a sneaky team that'll play a lot of spoiler next year. And depending on who they get, it's this offseason. The winter meetings are going to be really fun if you're a Chicago Cubs fan.
And I don't mean this to be mean, but like growing up, like if you had told me when I was 10 years old that the Cubs were going to win the World Series in 2016, I would have laughed in your face. So the fact that they did that and now are doing whatever they're doing, like it's all gravy at this point, right? So
yeah, I mean, and you got to think too. Like, look at Washington, for example.
That was kind of mean.
Well, I mean, Washington won the World Series in 2019.
Yeah, and now they stink.
And now they lost 100 games this year. So it's not. They blew it up. So what are you going to do now? If the Phillies do win, that'll be 3 of the last 4 World Series champions come out of the NL East.
Yes, yes. NL East looks like the top dog. But speaking of a dog, I just invited him to the hot seat. It seems like he believes that a steaming hot dump will be dropped on the Phillies.
It's very possible.
But his team, the Yankees, did just get dog walked, as they say, in the ALCS. There he is.
Mayo. What's up, fellas? How you guys
going on? Doing well.
Good to hear from you.
Yes.
What's up, man?
I'm glad that I get to watch the Astros then wipe their ass on the Phillies because they just did that on the Yankees. So
facts.
It'll be nice to see another team get the same treatment. I'm sorry, I don't see any team built like the Astros. I was even saying going into it that the Yankees had no chance against the Astros. As much as I liked seeing that my team was there, I knew it was a lost cause from the beginning. So
if you want to be completely honest, the Yankees are built to win in the regular season. They're not built to win in the playoffs.
You're 100% correct, my friend, and that's why if all these people that are basically telling the Yankees throw everything that you have at Judge, all this, all that, listen, and I can't take anything away from the guy. He had a historic season. I was glad to watch it. He did it as a Yankee. If he does end up going somewhere else, I don't know. You have that much more money to spend on other things like pitching or, I hate to say it, Peach, because I know you're a Cardinal fan, but a Bader-esque type other players. You know what I mean? Because that's a lot of money to wrap up into one dude. I know the Yankees have it, and they'd be foolish not to try and keep him. I get that, but at the same time, if it happens, it happens.
You also got to look. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Oh no, yeah. I was just gonna say. Do you have any are there any players potentially that you would fancy there, Peach Pirate?
I'm not the type, of Yankee fan that basically like, ooh, that guy. Like, no, if it comes, it comes. The Yankees usually pretty much pick up the Josh Donaldsons of the world and stuff. So, I don't know. I'm not saying that he's the best third baseman or was at one point, but it's just I don't really I kind of like seeing their farm system guys coming up like the Cabrera, Peraza, the younger players, man. It's good to have young blood on the team too.
Much to the chagrin of PJ, I actually think that Nolan Arenado ends up in Yankees pinstripes.
No, don't you say it.
I know they're going to be aiming for pitching.
No.
I'm not going to even go there.
I'm not allowing this. I'm not allowing that.
I'm just saying.
You can't veto the trade. You don't have that kind of power there.
He's a free agent, man. He's a free
agent.
He's
not. He did not opt out. He has not opted out yet. Don't put that in the universe.
He's
Why
a
are you putting that in
free
the
agent.
Why
He's a free agent. It's a player option.
No.
He's gone.
Yeah. No, he is not. He had a player option last year and he stayed.
I don't. I honestly don't think he's sticking around.
No, he is staying around. Do your research, GPS.
Why you gotta do this to me? A championship can change a lot about the way people think.
Right?
I'm not saying you'll get that at the Yankees. Don't. I'm not saying if he comes to the Yankees, that's a thing.
I don't think I would be I wouldn't watch baseball anymore. I wouldn't watch baseball.
No, you still would. You have gold.
You wouldn't go that far.
I would. If that happened, no way. Zero chance. Why are you gonna? I was literally thinking about that. I went down a rabbit hole today about how the Arenado, because the Cardinals had a conference. Mo said that they are hoping that a positive resolution will be made soon, and that he is confident Arenado will stay. And Arenado even said in September he's staying. So if he leaves, nobody will trust that guy. That's what Anna says. That's what my wife says.
Well,
if he leaves again, nobody will trust that guy. So either he stays this is sabotage.
I'm not going to put that kind of heat out there on the airwaves. Sabotage. But I do want to say, regardless of who they pick,
putting that in the
all I'm saying is if they had that kind of money that they didn't throw at Judge to then spend on other players, like, there's a lot more things that need upgrading that the Yankees kind of aren't addressing. Like you said, they're built for the regular season, but not the playoffs, and that's kind of the biggest issue they've been having.
Yeah, it's really starting pitching for you. I mean, behind Nestor, who ran out of gas. I mean, honestly, ran out of gas.
Yeah.
You got Cole, and Garrett and Nestor, nasty Nestor.
Right.
That's maybe Montgomery if he sticks around. I think he's a free agent this year.
He's gone. They traded him to the Cardinals.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he's with. Well, but he's a free agent, right? Like, do they sign him back? Something else, right? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you got to really address the starting pitching, just the pitching in general. I believe that definitely needs to be addressed. I know Holmes had a crazy beginning of the year where he had some crazy streak. He a certain amount of scoreless innings, or I don't know, something crazy. It had to do with him compared to Mariano Rivera, and the fact that anybody would compare the two, kind of silly. I get put that stat up there. I get you can compare them, but that's a little silly.
I'm also looking at the best starting pitching available. That is not is 100% a free agent, does not have a contract, does not have player option, does not have club option. You've got David Price, overrated. Noah Syndergaard, maybe.
My bad.
Wainwright, Kershaw.
Thank you, Peach Barrett.
We got
RC
Milton. RC. Yeah, he wants that mic. Clayton Kershaw, Nathan Eovaldi, Greinke, Carlos Carrasco. Shout out to Peach Barrett, absolutely. Sean Manaea, Gibson's available. There's not a lot of big name talent out there. That
got me all riled up there. You did that on purpose. I know you did.
I did.
Yeah, you did. I know you did.
That's what I'm here for.
That was good. Blaze is gonna love that. RC Milton, how we doing?
Doing great. How are you guys doing today?
Doing well. What do you want to talk about baseball wise? What are we talking about?
I am a Jays fan. I'm in Toronto. Really disappointed how things shaped up.
Shout out. Yeah, me and you both, my guy. Our bird teams, they really let us down.
Sorry, GPS, you are which fan?
I'm a Phillies fan, but I'm a fan of baseball in general. But I am a Phillies fan.
Yeah, I'm a diehard Cardinal fan.
Cardinals. Okay, Cardinals.
Yeah. Cardinal for PJ Sports GPS. I'm a fan of the Philadelphia Phillies.
Oh, gotcha. Well, right on. Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I'm just really, really blown away at how unorganized and how pitching has just evolved to where it was today. The reality, especially, you take a look at the final game with the Jays. Gossman had a couple of outs. Yeah, there was runners threatening. I can't remember if the bases were loaded or if there were two on. But
it was 2 on, but yeah, same principle remains the same.
well, I mean, like he was starting to get out of it, and at 5 2/3, there's no reason why he couldn't see that inning out, especially with the season that he's had. Uh, I'm just really, it just blows my. And then in the end, Jordan Romano was asked to pitch 2 innings. It doesn't make any sense at all.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you take a look at the success that was the Chicago Cubs in 2016. If you ask me, Joe Madden handling his pitching staff was the most unorganized, most incredible case of luck because the Cubs won Game 7 and they won the World Series. Kyle Hendricks pitched just over 4 innings, but then Aroldis Chapman was completely running on empty. Then he gave up the home run to Rajai Davis, and Lester was there. Arrieta was there. Game 7, when the Cubs were looking for their first series in over a century. I just look. I can appreciate sports science and analytics and everything like that, but there is no one who is going to tell me that pitching is better now than it was 20 years ago when starting pitching was going 7+ innings.
Yeah, no, you're 1,000% correct.
Absolutely.
And here's the thing, and what a lot of people don't realize is that there's a lot of attention on the bullpen now and not as much with starting pitching. Let's go ahead and look. You brought up the Cubs in 2016. Let's look at, you had Jake Arrieta in his prime. I mean, arguably his prime. Kyle Hendricks was a young unknown at that point. John Lester, phenomenal series. Their entire – yeah, right. So – yeah, like you're that entire pitching staff was like, I'm at least going 6. Now it's let me get to the bullpen as fast as possible, which is dumb in a long series. I get it I understand where you're going with in the world in the wild card with 3 games. I can understand you want to get to your bullpen early, but when you have a strength in Gausman, who, yeah, you said he was getting out of it. He was working through it. Let him start a fresh frame and then kick to your bullpen. Because your bullpen was overworked in the latter part of the regular season to get in. I mean, y'all were on the outside looking in with 3 weeks left. So, I didn't like that either. I thought Gausman was like you said, pitching his way out of it. I thought he could have gone 7. He wasn't really taxed in until that 5th inning, right? Or the 6th inning, excuse me.
Yeah, very quickly before my time goes, it's just I mean, the reality is that, like, if you're doing well and if you're a starting pitcher, you're doing well. It's just so hit and miss on bringing in another guy. Like why set up why go and have a good run with whatever the stats are with third time up in the lineup. But I mean, third time up in the line, like what's the best batting average? 330. 33% overall is still a crappy overall percent. I know it's awesome in a baseball standard, but it just really, I just can't.
I want to bring him back. Hold on. We're going to bring him back.
Yeah.
All right, RC, sure. Come on. You're coming back for 5 minutes. Come on back, because I really want to hear this point, and I want to deep dive, because I love this. I'm an analytics guy, but there's also a portion of the entire scene that you've got to know what you're doing. RC, I think I sent it to you. Did you get it? If not, put in the chat. I'll resend it. But honestly, I mean, you have to be able to. I'm going to look this up while we're here, while we're waiting for him to get back. I'm going to look up the splits.
All right, he's back.
Hello.
All right, bring it back in.
I'm getting a curtain call. This is amazing, boys.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. No, you were in the middle of saying something that I really want to go through. Yep.
But
Also had 6 walks.
What is this? What is this slander on Edwin
okay,
Jackson?
no.
Come
I apologize.
on.
I apologize. My apologies
Come
to the
on.
Jackson family. But
Come on.
you know, look, I mean,
come on.
It's one thing that you're monitoring pitches, but now so many more pitchers are getting Tommy John surgery, and I don't get it. Like, okay, I could throw off all of the one-offs, like a Nolan Ryan who pitched and was throwing gas in his mid to late 40s, but now you're just now there's just all of this data that I don't think is accurate. I mean, okay, if you have these analytics, but is the analytics showing when somebody has a 10-game hitting streak, when somebody is it just seems like it's such a broad um, sample size, for lack of a better term, that it's not focusing on individuals. This stuff does not predict the future.
Right. No, I'm with you there. So I want to hit into this a little bit. I'm looking at an article from July of last year, July 2nd of last year. They're talking about the amount of starting pitchers that go 3 times through the lineup and the counts of that. You had Zach Wheeler with 11 times, but of course he was also have a soft hit rate of 22,
Jeez.
ground ball rate at 48, homers per 9 less than 0.6. And he leaves a bunch of runners on base. You got Shane Bieber doing the same. I mean, basically almost identical numbers, a little less soft hit rate and a little bit higher home run rate.
Wow. Jeez.
So, like, you're looking at so that's Wheeler, Bieber, then Greinke, Aaron Savali, Wade Miley, Jose Barrios, Trevor Bauer, that bum, Clayton Kershaw, Kyle Hendricks, Sandy Alcantara. Like, you're looking at all these big names that go
pitchers,
7.
man.
But let's look at, like, the teams. Now, we go through the teams here that let these happen. Cleveland let it happen 20 times. But, of course, you have Savali, Zach Plesac, Shane Bieber at the time. Like, really 3 pretty good names that throw deep and have plenty of weapons to go. But, like, let's look at the bottom tier. Baltimore, 2 times. Atlanta, 3 times. Pittsburgh, garbage. We don't even mention them. The Padres, who last year, before they got a little bit of starting pitching help this year, their starting pitching wasn't anything to write home about. So I think it depends on stuff. But, that's the thing. It's individual things that they need to go on. It's not, you can't just sit here and go, oh, it's the 3rd time through the order. You're hitting it with this broad scope. It needs to be individual. I trust Zach Wheeler and Aaron Nola, a Shane Bieber, a Kevin Gausman to go 3 times through an order. I trust them. I don't trust these scrubs on a first year. And that's the difference. Those are the guys that are getting blasted in the 3rd time through, not these big names, to your point.
I think the big difference is, and this is a generalization, but I think I might be correct, is that starting pitchers have skill, and relief pitchers and closers are failed starting pitchers.
It's like cornerbacks and receivers.
Very much so.
Well, maybe truthfully, I'm not the biggest football guy in the world, but maybe there's value to that. But I mean, very quickly, like, with all due respect to the legend that is Mariano Rivera, he was a starting pitcher. Dennis Eckersley, starting pitcher. They sucked at it. They could go 1 or 2 innings. That's good, but there's a 9-inning game in baseball. If you want to have me back, let me know.
Absolutely. RC, thanks for coming on. His point with wide receivers and defensive backs. Defensive backs are wide receivers that can't catch, hence the reason why they're corners.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. If he didn't know, he didn't know, and I'll hit him with it. That's fine. I'm a general sports guy. D. Elliott.
RC Milton is fantastic. Check out his YouTube channel. Had a great roundtable last Friday. Big fan of Milton.
Absolutely. Yeah,
I appreciate
he's
you
great.
guys so much, Brett and D. Yeah, love it.
Yeah,
love you, RC Milton.
Yeah, absolutely. Come on back anytime.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, man. I mean, does anybody else want to hop on? I think we can do one more. We'll do one more and then we'll sign off.
Yeah,
one more 5 minute.
Back with RC there. I agree with it. managerial analytics, you gotta know who to go with, right? Like, I think there are teams that you need to have the analytics because you got a bunch of young guys. And I think that favored Blue Jays this year, but there was the pitching aspect of analytics is terrible in my eyes. I truly believe it. I don't think there's enough. Now, I am excited about this automatic strike zone thing that's been playing out. I don't know if you've seen that. Umpires still call it, but you can challenge it, and it's got to be the hitter, the pitcher, the catcher are the only ones that can challenge.
That has to happen, and that should have happened whenever this technology was available. I mean, look, I'm not the biggest, like, I hate to be the guy that says that blames referees or blames umpires, like in any sport. Of course, if my bet has something to do with it, then maybe a little bit more. But in general, like, they're humans. They're humans. They make errors. Right. They're not like it's tough to like get on somebody like that. But if you have the ability to do it to a certain degree of perfection, then I don't know why you wouldn't. So, and there needs to be challenges. Like that's something that should have been done a long time ago as well. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's good for baseball. It's how they release those umpire report cards. I always feel so bad for like. Don't get me wrong. When it happens against the Cardinals, I feel some kind of way. But I always feel so bad for those guys. It's like, dang. Like, I mean, there's very few jobs in the world where you're literally judged on the spot in real time by like millions of people.
Well, and here's the kicker. So the stats, I was reading this earlier, the stats on challenges that are successful is still at like 33%. So,
jeez, wow, like, that's a crazy stat. Yeah,
right. Like, it only a third of these challenges, and you only get 3 a game. I think it's because hitters are like, I can't do, because if I'm wrong, that's one less for my team to use throughout the game. And it's so quick too, because they're able to just put it up on the video board and it plays, and it's like, okay, cool, that was a strike. See ya. Like, I think it's crazy. And hitters are better at it than pitchers and catchers, by the way. That's an interesting stat. Hitters were at 35% and pitchers were at 31%. So, interesting thought there. Pitchers thought that their stuff was a little bit better than it actually was. That makes me laugh a little bit. So, hitters make the best umpires. What can we say?
Well, yeah. I mean, and like catchers make the best coaches. Shout out Yachty. We'll see what happens. Puerto Rico, World Baseball Classic. We'll see what happens.
Give it up. Yeah, absolutely.
I sent the invite out to Bretty Boy. I don't know if he's able to join, but if not,
maybe. If not, we can just wrap it up.
We'll wrap it up,
which is fine.
Absolutely.
I think for next year, I think for next year, I think that there are a lot of teams that have a chance. I wanted to say this earlier too. Out of the teams that made the championship series, the teams that made the championship series. So the 4 teams that did, the Yankees, the Phillies, the Padres, and the Astros, their team payrolls were 3, 4, 5, and 9. If you don't think paying wins games, you're wrong.
Absolutely. And
of the top 9.
In the Cardinals, Mozeliak's press conference today, he said that the payroll is going up.
And right, it has to.
And just to say it, he mentioned because of the 2022 support, the not only like the attendance, but like how much money people paid, for myself included. I felt included. So basically, whenever the Cardinals go and get Trey Turner or whoever and keep Arenado, you jerk, for whatever they want to pay him, whatever he wants, and then they get Trey Turner, and then they get a pitcher, and then They get Pujols to be the hitting. No, I think he has to do his Angels 10-year thing, whatever. But I'm responsible for that because of my contribution to the team this year. So
there you go. I will say
There you
this: that can you name the 3 teams that were under league average in payroll that made the postseason?
Mariners.
Okay,
Is that one?
that is one of them. That's number 21
Cleveland
in payroll. Cleveland, number 28 in payroll.
and oh geez, I gotta think. The Rays.
The Rays, 25th.
Yep.
Outside of that, you had the Cardinals, who were 12th, the Blue Jays, who were 11th, Atlanta, who was 8th, and then you had the Mets, the top overall payroll. RC, I do want to say this. Okay, so robot arms, you're saying it's going to dull the game because of the way, right? It's with robot calls makes it stale. I'm with you in that regard, but because you can only challenge a certain amount of times and it has to be done by only 3 players, I don't think it detracts from the game really at all. Now I will say like that instant punch out, like, and you've got to be nervous too. Like, let's say, all right, so I'm a hitter, right? And a questionable call rings me up in a huge situation, like a massive situation, and I get rung up and I challenge it because I think it's on the edge, right? It is a momentum swing play, right? Because if I'm right as a hitter and it was a ball and now I'm back in the at bat, that's huge. That's massive, right? Where if I was wrong, now my entire team gets deflated. So like those guys are like, I don't know if I really want to challenge this. I really don't know.
Yeah. It becomes more of a strategy play.
Yeah, I really don't know. I understand that you think it can be dry, it's going to dry it up. But I think tennis, because of the fact that it's like tennis is just dry in general, to be clear, outside of like Wimbledon. Like I don't think it will dry it up because there are tennis guys that are just like, oh, I'm going to challenge that. And it's like not even close that they were wrong. Like, I think the challenge wise in baseball, because it's one player, two, 3 people that can make that challenge versus one person in tennis. I think there's a lot of strategy in how you're going to call it. And it's only going to be on game like super definitive looks. And you can only be wrong 3 times. So
Absolutely.
That's definitely tough, for sure.
Definitely. But yeah, that has been the Swing Blindly podcast with PJ, usually Blaze, but our playoff correspondent, consigliere, as I said at the beginning of the episode. The Sports GPS, you can find him in the Sports GPS podcast, wherever you get your podcasts.
Correct. All the Twitter handles at the Sports GPS, all that fun stuff. Find me and my partner, Parker White. We record Thursday night, so we'll be recording tomorrow night to send out on the airwaves.
Let's go. Love it. And then you can find this podcast usually uploaded wherever you get your podcasts on Thursdays, Fridays, depending. But obviously every Wednesday, 6:30 on Colorcast. And I wanted to send us out with a trivia question for you, my friend.
Okay.
Can you name the 4 first basemen to ever hit 5 home runs in a 7-game span during a single postseason?
Ooh, wow. Ooh. That's a darn fine question.
I imagine you can get 3 of the 4.
I mean,
the 4th might be tough.
Reese Hoskins just did it.
Yeah. Yep. That's why.
So there's one of them. I don't think Ryan Howard ever did, so I'm going away from the Phillies situation there. Did Freddie Freeman do it last year?
Nope.
Okay. That's a darn fine question. I don't think I know the full answer to.
Well, I asked it because it's Reese Hoskins, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Jim Thome, 1998.
Okay, that makes sense. Yep.
Bob Robertson, 1971. Everybody knows Bob Robertson. And one Albert Pujols in 2004.
Yeah, I wanted to say Albert, but I wasn't positive because I know he was on a tear in that postseason. But
and then it cut short. But
right,
it will not cut short. Swept in the World Series,
swept.
which we are hoping the opposite for the Phillies because I have a bet on them now to win in 4. So
To win in the sweep, right?
This has been the Swing and Blindly podcast. Thank you again to Sports GPS. Thank you everybody listening, including RC Milton, D. Elliott, Brett Monroe,
Bretty Boy, Peachy
Pirate. We
Swaggy
got everybody
was
today. Swaggy B was in here. We appreciate y'all. Sean J. Media, maybe next time could hop in, but I think I want to make a segment of it going forward to just shout out everybody who was in the chat every episode.
Absolutely.
So
for sure.
There you go. Thank you again, my friend. It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
And I mean, your team is in it, and you're gonna be a correspondent consigliere going forward. So we will talk to you next week.
For sure. And, spend your time swinging blindly with this podcast.
Yeah.
And then jump over to the Sports GPS, and we put you right on the road to greatness.
Absolutely. Swinging blindly on Twitter, and then Swinging Blindly podcast everywhere else. And who cares who misses? Good night, Chicago.
Take it easy, everyone. Thanks for stopping by.